and welcome to MU Sports Talk. I'm Terry Day, and on this show we're going to be talking about a very special team and a very special event, emblematic of this trophy sitting between myself and cross-country coach Mike Rohl. Mike, welcome.
Thank you, Terry.
Great to be here. This is a PSAC championship trophy, won last Saturday, October 26th, since we're on tape, so we're not sure when this is going to air. Has it sunk in yet?
Not exactly. We're really excited, and I'm still busy answering emails and text messages and Facebook messages and doing interviews and pictures. It's been a very exciting time. And this thing sits in my desk and gets in my way of doing any kind of work.
Yeah, it's a large paperweight, but you got to work around it.
Yes, I'm having a real hard time. I'm sure I'll get used to working around it, but right now I'm just enjoying the view of it on my desk.
So your women's team, the women's cross-country team here at Mansfield, goes down to Kutztown and wins the first PSAC cross-country championship in school history.
And the second ever in any sport. Yes.
The first PSAC championship of any kind since 1997.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's a heck of a weekend's work, but this is not a weekend. This has been brewing since...
Well, this is really, realistically, this has been brewing since we signed Christy and Jess Scordino 4 years ago. And I knew then that we had two completely overlooked athletes. A cross-country coach's dream is to have a set of twins. Really, it is. Mm-hmm. And to really build that team around. And there was a lot of starts and stops during that time. We thought we had it enough to get to a national championship a couple of years ago. Things went awry, as they do. And so we started building that team. 4 years of work on this and developing the program. So. Did
you have an inkling going into this season that this was attainable?
Actually, to be honest with you, I thought we were going to win it last spring. When we realized that we had Savannah coming back, who had run so well, that we had 3 commitments from Foster and McCurry and Orrs, who I knew would be pretty good, and again was like the twins, much overlooked, and nobody would have, it was a chance. And when we found out that Lauren was going to be joining the team, I really felt like if they all hit it healthy at the conference meet that we could win. But I didn't tell anybody that. I've been snake bit too many times. I kept that to myself. But I really did feel like they could win the conference championship all along. And I just made sure I guided them day by day, week by week. Stay focused on the things that we needed to do, did what was right for each individual athlete, which was what was in the best interest of the team.
Just for a little education for our viewers who aren't familiar with how cross-country is scored, how a team can win a championship, a little cross-country 101. How do you do that? How do you end up first in a team meet?
Well, the scoring is based on place, and the lowest score wins. So the first runner across the line gets 1 point for the team, and so on. And so what you're trying to do there is you're trying to get the lowest score possible, and that's where the phrase in cross country races or team championships are one up front. So the lower the score, the better. And you can look at, if you're clever and experienced, you can look at what your kids are running in track, and you can project about what they're going to run in cross country, and you can look at other teams' rosters, and you can see. And that's why I felt like if we were healthy, we could do this.
You hit on health a few times. Depth, obviously, a key too. You have to have. At the top, you have to have those elite runners.
Yes, you can't go away with it. I mean, our first 4. There's a reason why our first 4 is, they were seniors and they came across the line so high. It's been 4 years of development for Jess and Christy. They're as much as 4 minutes faster than they were as freshmen. Savannah is 2.5 minutes faster than she was last year. And Lauren was already a Division III All-American, so she's actually faster than she was when she ran at the University of Rochester.
Talk about the reaction of your fellow competitors, the other teams in the conference, the coaches, the athletes, when you guys did this.
I think that because it was Mansfield and because we're the smallest school, and we were not considered to be one of the ones, we weren't even written about in the conference write-up. That many of the smaller schools came up and they were just overjoyed. Coach Koch from East Stroudsburg said, "You won one for the small schools." I keep reminding Joe he's at one of the big schools, but and they were just sincere congratulations, because the coaches know it's hard to win a championship up here. As told by, there's only 2 in 30 years, and they were really inspired and genuine about their congratulations. And I do think it's also interesting that the defending champions, Shippensburg, in the preseason poll, we got 1 vote for first, and that came from Steve Spence at Shippensburg.
He must have known something.
There might be something there. So,
it's kind of one of those different kind of sports where you have individuals competing against individuals for the goal of a team. Talk about what it takes to build a team of individuals.
Well, it can be difficult, especially on the women's side, because they do have a tendency to disperse very quickly to their own interest. The men tend to be much more team-oriented and run together and understand that kind of pack mentality. Right. Women tend to be more independent. And the way I described it, with Michelle this year was, I feel like I had to be just a black hole, a gravity well, where I was stable and steadfast and consistent. And when they would disperse away, would have to be just pulled back to the gravity of the team goals. And I think that's a good analogy of, this is just the weight of the team goals and the potential of being good as a team that really drew them back, even though they would really like to go off and do their own thing. So. And
talk about the character. Cross country is a grueling, grinding sport. It's something that you people are different.
Yeah, well, when we finished our last long distance run before the conference meet, which was 10-miler for the women, it was a cold 40-degree day. We didn't check the wind direction. They ran out with the wind at their back and then had to run 5 miles with the wind in their chest, which is the wrong way to do it. And they ran it in 69 minutes, and they all got done with that. And everybody was really happy that they just ran a hard 10-miler. And I think most people would just live their life without having done that. But the other part of it is, as grueling as that looks, the reality for anybody in that level is that it's not that hard. It is hard. It is difficult, and it takes discipline. But they're natural to it. They are built to do it. They are supposed to do it, and that's their destiny. And they relish in it. Some kids don't relish in it, and they don't compete. But the reality is that they're able to do 10 miles because they can, and that's what they're attracted to. Just like really big men are attracted to football, where they crush each other's skulls.
Right. This a great accomplishment, but something I know we've talked before. You are always very proud of the academic excellence. These are truly student athletes. Talk about your team from that side.
I'm always proud of this. They work very hard in the classroom. Last year we had the 8th highest GPA in the nation with a 3.61. We were number 2 in the conference. I talk to them about the expectations, and then we provide a supportive atmosphere where they can do their academics. And I think that's one of the things that really sets us apart. I was telling one of our recruits, I said, when you combine the academic achievement and the athletic achievement over the last 4 years, we're one of the top 10 academic and athletic programs in the country. And I'm really proud of that. And it's because they're disciplined in the classroom and they're disciplined on the course.
They have to feed off each other. You learn that discipline, and it's
in
everything you do.
Yes, and you'll have one. They have one of the freshman boys calls all the girls, gives them mama nicknames like Mama Bear Academics and Mama Bear Free Spirit or whatever. I don't know. He's got all these things, but that's what you have. Is you have the older gals. In some cases, they're tough love. I don't care what you say. You need to. If you got a C, well then you need to study another 3 hours. You don't get to watch TV, And then you've got another gal who says, well, you know what? I understand. You're having a little difficult time. Why don't you come over and we'll do some tutoring? So there's kind of both ends of that and different methods of encouraging each other.
And teamwork continues even at that level.
Oh yeah.
You've got a chance to catch your breath, so to speak, a little bit. What's next?
We get ready for the regional championships. That's what our primary focus has been. The ultimate goal all along. This was beautiful, but the real achievement is to get to a national championship, which no team here has ever done. And that's where it's decided at the regional championships. It's the top 4 teams. We were first. We were first by 7 points over Edinburgh. Quite frankly, it doesn't really matter whether we're first or second when we go to the regionals. We all advance to the national championships. We were a good 30 points ahead of Shippensburg, and we were a good 40 points ahead of IUP, and we were 60 or 70 points ahead of Seton Hill. So we're in a good place. The most important thing for us to do right now is to make sure that all of our runners are healthy. We made it through our hard session yesterday. Everybody was fine. They have 2 easy days of recovery, and we have 1 more distance run to work out. If we get through that, and then we should be set up well to make a run at winning a regional title, which will be nice, or just advancing to the national championships, which for us will be a huge step.
And the regionals are November 9th?
9th at Lock Haven, so 10 days now. So
10 days from when we take.
Just got to get through Halloween.
Not too much candy.
No, that's what I told them. Don't go out in the cold, don't go eat too much candy, and no other shenanigans. So yeah, and they're fine with that. They actually know how important this is. So.
All right. Coach, congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate your time. We'll continue our conversation after we take a time out.
Peaceful spaces. Faculty and staff who care about you. State-of-the-art residence halls with your choice of rooms or suites. Dining choices. Men's and women's sports. And year-round outdoor recreation. Mansfield University, developing tomorrow's leaders.
Welcome back to MU Sports Talk. We continue to talk cross-country, women's cross-country here at Mansfield University, the first PSAC championship, the trophy sitting between myself and Rachael Tylock. Rachael, welcome.
Thanks.
Rachel is a senior. You're a junior/senior from Rochester.
That's correct.
We talked to Coach about the coach's perspective and the team perspective. What are your feelings being a part of this program as you've accomplished this and look to do more great things?
I have thoroughly enjoyed being part of this program. I mean, coming in for the preseason, we come in and we do track camp, well, actually cross-country camp in the fall, and just the atmosphere. I mean, the thing I love about Mansfield is that everybody who's part of our program loves to run, and so that's been a strong standing point of the team. We show up to practice, we do our workout, and there's not a whole lot of complaining. Coach explains what we're going to do, and we execute it.
Have you given thought, we were talking to Coach about the discipline of running, that you're kind of born to it. Have you ever thought about what makes you run? What makes you want to do this? Or maybe you haven't. You just do it.
I just do it. I'd be bored without it. I mean, it's just a part of who I am. It's a part of my daily routine. When I'm not participating in athletics, I feel off. I mean, that's the best way to describe it.
When did you start running? When did you realize that this was what you wanted to do? I mean, how young were you when you started to run?
I started running and actually even race walking in high school, and it just clicked with me.
So you just took to it, and I mean, this is something you continue for life if you want to. I mean, that's the beauty of running. You just keep going. I always think about, one of my former assistants used to say, in every other sport, running is a form of punishment.
Yes.
but for you, obviously, it is not. Talk about how it goes hand in hand with academics. You're one of those excellent students that we talked about.
Yes.
How does that work? As far, do they feed off each other? Do you have that discipline in the classroom as well?
They do. It goes in hand with being disciplined as a person. I mean, if you're a disciplined person, you have a schedule and you have goals and you have things that you want to accomplish in life, and so I think that goes hand in hand with a runner especially, but all of athletics, swimming and other track and field events, in that you have personal conditioning, you condition your body and you condition your mind at the same time, and the truly successful people know how to balance that and do that all at once.
Talk about your Mansfield experience. I said you're a junior/senior. You're junior athletically, but you're going to graduate in May.
That's correct.
With a degree in biology. Talk about your Mansfield experience. What brought you here, and what you've gotten out of it.
I decided to come to Mansfield. It was a pretty easy decision for me as a race walker. Coach Mike and Michelle are very good race walkers and very good coaches, and so I initially came to Mansfield thinking I would have a pretty good experience otherwise, except for the coaching, which would be exceptional. what I have found is that in my biology department, I have a wonderful advisor and I have wonderful faculty, and I've really enjoyed my biology experience and my classes there. And I've experienced a great team this past season, especially with, just girls who are going out of their way to be supportive and encouraging towards each other and having a great atmosphere to learn and run.
How important is that team aspect? As we talked with Coach, it's an individual sport. You're competing against the clock, basically, but you're also competing against other people. The team aspect, you touched on it, how good it's been this year and how you guys have really gelled from the top runner to every member of the team. Talk a little bit about this team and how special it is.
It's special because sometimes when you're very good at what you do, you can get sidetracked in your own business and not really care about what else is happening around you. And this year it's been the case that top runners and seniors have taken girls under their wings and making sure that they stay healthy and that they know what's going on at the team. And the freshmen have been exceptional in their discipline and their reception to that message. And so it's been remarkable.
All right. Well, we wish you nothing, and you and the team, nothing but success. And maybe we'll do another show, and we'll have more hardware to show for it. We appreciate your time, Rachel. Thank you very much. That does it for this edition of MU Sports Talk. Until next time, take care.